Hi guys, this is Brian from HGAC Draws, and today I'll be making a drawing based on the 1:144 HGAC Wing Gundam from Gundam Wing. The HGAC Wing Gundam was released in 2013 and is a relatively basic high-grade model kit. Like most kits from that era from Bandai, color separation is great and articulation is pretty good, especially when you consider that this is a 10-year-old kit. It took a while for me to get this, and I think I was only able to buy it around a year ago. There is a lot of posing potential for this kit. The wings in particular are very poseable and add so much to the dynamic poses that this kit can pull off. The kit only has a few accessories, but these accessories define what the Wing Gundam is. These include the huge and iconic Buster Rifle, a shield that also acts as a ramming weapon, plus a beam saber that can be stored in the container in the lower part of the shield. It can also transform into the bird mode, which is basically its flight form, although I have to admit that I hate this mode and probably won't display the kit like this. Still, it's nice that they were able to replicate it in kit form, even though it's just a Gundam lying down. There are some troublesome spots where the seams are awkward, especially in the upper arms and the heels, as well as on the vents on the shoulder armor. They are problematic if you're a builder like me, but for just playing around and displaying, this is a very nice kit, although it sucks that it only has a pair of hands. Overall, this is a great kit and a must-have if you are a big fan of Gundam Wing. Okay, so now let's get drawing. Most Filipinos like me got their first taste of Gundam when Gundam Wing was aired in the Philippines for the first time in the summer of 1999. I remember we were training for the school paper that summer, and I would try to go home before 4 p.m. because I didn't want to miss an episode. Prior to Gundam Wing, I really didn't know a lot about Gundam, nor was I heavily interested in the model kits. I was heavily into Macross and Robotech and Patlabor, even though I've heard of Gundam from a Japanese classmate of mine who was drawing an ST Gundam like this one way back when we were in grade 1. The interest though never really took off, but I think that's mostly because of the lack of media that featured Gundam, unlike Robotech and Patlabor, which had shows that I watched when I was way younger. Anyway, Gundam Wing was very popular here, and as such, the Wing Gundam, as the titular mech from the series, is a fan favorite among many Gunpla builders. The Wing Gundam is the first mech of Heero Yuy, the emo main protagonist of Gundam Wing. He later used the Gundam Epion and then the Wing Gundam Zero, which was the prototype for all of the Gundams in the series. Joining the Wing in the fight to liberate the space colonies from the oppression of the Earth government's Oz military faction were the Gundam Heavy Arms, which was built for heavy assault and piloted by Trawa Barton, the Death Sight for stealth missions as piloted by Duo Maxwell, the Shenlong Gundam for close and medium quarters combat, piloted by Chang Wu-fei, and my personal favorite, the Gundam Sandrock, which was the most heavily armored and piloted by Quatraira Verbawin. What sets the Wing Gundam apart from the other Gundams is that it's the only one with a flight mode that allows it to go in and out of combat situations real quick. That and its unique arsenal makes it a strategic weapon that can easily tip the scales of the battle in favor of the colonies that they are fighting for. The main weapon of the Wing Gundam is the Buster Rifle. It's a high-powered beam rifle that at maximum output consumes enough energy to power a medium-sized city. It is powered by 3 cartridges and as such can only be fired 3 times. Well, for some reason, I'm not a fan of the Buster Rifle's design and as such I redesigned it for this drawing. Anyway, the Wing Gundam is also equipped with a pair of shell-firing Vulcans on the head that, while not very powerful, can be used to destroy small vehicles and sensors on other mechs in close-quarter combat. It's very standard Gundam fare. It also has a pair of machine cannons on the shoulders for short to medium-range combat. It also carries a beam saber that's stored cleverly in the lower half of the shield. One of the more distinct features of the Wing Gundam is its shield, which can also be used as a ramming weapon and serves as the front of its flight mode, which sort of explains why there is a large sensor at its tip. In its chest is a large secondary sensor that the Wing Gundam uses to gather data, since it can function both as a scout and a sniper. The Wing Gundam, to be honest, is my least favorite Gundam from the series, and that's just because I do not like its colors and really do not like its vibe. Heero is just too emo for me. Nevertheless, this model kit is great, and it feels nice to be able to complete the modern versions of the first 5 Gundams from Gundam Wing. The design is iconic enough, and my initial impressions of it was that it's a winged samurai because of the way the chest was designed. There are some other versions of the Wing Gundam like the Endless Waltz version, which was designed by the legendary Hajime Katoki, which featured a more modern and mechanical aesthetic. There's also the Wing Gundam Finiche from Gundam Build Fighters that featured an asymmetrical design. This is a variant that I like a lot, especially the colors that it used. There were earlier no-grade 1:1 for kits of the Gundam Wing and the rest of the Gundams from the series. Honestly though, even though the standards from 1999 were different, no amount of nostalgia can mask the fact that those kits were not good. The proportions were all over the place and the head and feet were just way too big. The hands were also way too small. This is the reason why having the Gundam Wing kits in their modern incarnations is such a nice treat, and it's such a pain that the Dead Side Hell and the recently announced Altron Gundam are both Bandai exclusives. Gundam Wing has a special place for me because it's the first Gundam series that I ever watched. I started my Gundam collection with the high-grade fighting action Endless Waltz series, and this eventually led me to a lifelong hobby of building model kits and toy collecting. I can't even remember a time since I started in college when there wasn't a model kit that I'm building. Sometimes it would take me a good year to finish one because of time constraints, but there's always something that I'm working on. So here it is guys, my take on the Wing Gundam. Might not be my favorite from the series, but it's definitely one of the most special Gundams for me. This Gundam introduced me to the awesome world of Gunpla and kit building as a whole. Joining model kit competitions when I was younger were so much fun for me, and the thrill of just snap building a model kit hasn't faded even to this day. So thanks for watching guys, and I hope you like this one. And if you do, please do consider subscribing. If there's a Gundam that you'd like me to draw, do put it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. God bless guys, salamat.